going on, everybody? It's your boy Eric West here, and I did a quick poll with the members of the Berryverse, the core audience in my Discord, and the majority of you said that you'd be interested in seeing me react to more of my music, and I think the last one that I did pretty decently, so I wanted to bring that back for you guys and introduce you to some of my newer stuff. The last song we went over, I was like 13 when I wrote it, I'm gonna probably not go over a lot of the things that I made in between there. If you're really interested, then we'll take a look at it. But really quick though, I wanted to show you guys how this works in case any of you are interested in checking me out. Not often, but there I am. Just be careful when you're going through because YouTube is YouTube and they take all the different Eric Wests and put them on my page. So, just be aware that when you're going through, if you want just my stuff, you can either directly click on videos or you can go to playlists where I have the different albums organized already there for you. So without further ado, we're going to be looking at Omen, the intro to my Premonition album released last year, 2 years ago. I don't know. So as you guys are probably already familiar with, that was an Evanescence sample that I was using there. And the backstory for it is I was actually just on Instagram and I was doing a poll because I was listening to a bunch of older music that used to be on my playlist. And I was like, hey, who dares me to throw an Evanescence sample on the new album? And I got a lot of people voting yes on it. So this was the best way that I was able to find to incorporate that there. I'd also like to make the comment that I don't actually think this is the best opening. I think it's kind of like hit or miss, right? I think you either feel that it leads pretty decently into the verse, or you think it wasn't needed at all, and you could kind of prefer that whole 20 seconds was removed from the song. Either way, So I'm going to be honest about that. But yeah, let's take a look at the verse and rewind this just a little bit.
Laugh at you all with my Laugh at you all with my pen like I was the Zodiac. Wanna hit the whole industry, but I've been holding back. You gon' fade to black like the sun and moon when they overlap. Now my throat's getting hoarse, someone hurry, where's my soda at?
So far it's really self-explanatory. It's kind of just, hey, I'm good enough to take on whoever your favorite rapper is. That kind of braggadocious way of speaking that a typical rapper uses. The only real bar here is you're gonna fade to black, like you get knocked out and everything kind of goes black. You pass out, fall unconscious. And I compare that to everything going black, like a solar eclipse, right? The sky gets a little darker, and then obviously when the sun and moon, when they align and block each other out, there's just kind of this dark spot in the sky. Really simple stuff. Let's keep it.
Till you stop lying in your songs, then I won't relax. Broken bone, that's the only time you carry shoulder straps. Ladies won't bend backwards for you even on a yoga mat, but I'll bend you just how Bane did the back man back when he broke his back.
So right there, I'm calling out a lot of different people because there would be people that I was in a group chat with, or people who would reach out and say, hey, can you help me with this, or can I get some advice on that? And there's a lot of people who lie about the kind of life that they live or what kind of things they have, etc., etc. And I'm kind of sick of it. One of the obvious things that a lot of people lie about is the number of guns that they own and everything. So I make the joke that if you broke your arm, right, when you break your arm, you're going to be wearing the cast, and if you've ever seen, there are some people who have it on like a shoulder sling kind of thing. So it's a literal strap that goes around your shoulder, and that's the only kind of shoulder strap that you would ever have, because I know that you don't have like shoulder holsters for your ammunition and everything.
Backwards for you even on the yoga mat, but I'll bend you just how Bane did the back man back when he broke his back. Ain't a single one of you in my lane lately. Other night this female talking about how she hates me, told her she could go west like Kanye's baby. I'm clowning but I'm killing y'all, John Wayne Gacy.
Okay, so I'm gonna let this ride, but I'm gonna be staying on this little theme for a second.
West like Kanye's baby. I'm clowning but I'm killing y'all, John Wayne Gacy. Terrorizing Illinois, there isn't an Illinois. If you care about your career, I'm the one you will avoid. Just like Gacy used to do, I'll fuck around and kill your boy. Sure, I'll take the lethal needle, but it will not fill the void.
There's a lot of things I kind of want to unpack in that. So first, you know, I'm talking about like curving a woman, rejecting somebody, and I do it by making a pun out of one of Kanye's children, right? Because he has a child by the name of Chicago West. And part of what I like to do is I like to break up words or phrases, or like bend them to fit certain rhyme schemes, pronunciate them differently than how you're supposed to usually say them. So I take Chicago West, 2 words, and I break it up by syllables into separate words to try to sound like she could go west. 4 words, excuse me. So Chicago West, she could go west, kind of thing. Like she could go that way. I don't need that person. So that's the first element of this scheme. After that, I talk about I'm clowning on people, which if you're not familiar with, you know, just typical American slang, it's just that I'm making fun of someone, I'm laughing at them. I'm clowning around, I'm messing around, but I'm killing you like John Wayne Gacy. And John Wayne Gacy was an infamous serial killer who would actually dress up as a clown, and he would work at people's birthday parties, and he would use that time and that event as an opportunity to kidnap children of various different ages, especially the sons. And obviously he would murder them, molest them, and all sorts of other terrible things. And John Wayne Gacy, to add on to the scheme, was actually in Illinois, right? Which is where Chicago's at. So I'm terrorizing Illinois. Then I break it up again into a completely different set of words. Terrorizing Illinois. There isn't an Illinois, which is also a reference to the sounds of the victims in said crime. So if you care about your career, I'm the one you will avoid. Stay away from me. That's really simple. Because just like Gacy used to do, I'll fuck around and kill your boy. And I've already given you enough context to fill in the blanks for that one. So we're gonna keep it going now with this needle scheme here.
He used to do, I'll fuck around and kill your boy. Sure, I'll take the lethal needle, but it will not fill the void. Cause my needle is just an IV, it will only get me stronger. I'ma catch more bodies than a prostitute in Jeffrey Dahmer. Which makes sense cause I eat up these rappers like it's Benny Hunter. Just be honest, your verse doesn't matter when you get me on it.
Alright, so there's basically 2 different schemes going on right here in this section. I'm continuing the whole John Wayne Gacy thing because when he was inevitably caught and sentenced to the death penalty, he was sentenced to death by lethal injection. So I'll take the lethal needle, right, if I'm comparing myself to this person. But it won't fill the void because obviously if you put a needle in, there's a hole in you now and you're filling your body with that substance. But you still won't fill the void. And I'm so crazy that to me, that needle will not kill me. It's an IV, which is meant to supplement me and make me healthier than I currently am. So, yeah. And you get into the Jeffrey Dahmer line now, another infamous serial killer. And so to catch a body means a couple of different things. It can mean to murder somebody, obviously, but it could also mean or be in reference to your body count, the number of people that you slept with. So if Jeffrey Dahmer was also a prostitute, that's how many bodies I'm catching. That's how many different people I would easily beat going toe to toe.
So many of you misuse indicating, just spit a bit quick and you think that you're slaying, but when you do it, you do not really say shit. I'm like a fast doctor, I run out of patience. You don't have skill, you have imagination. And with this, I'm leaving the audience printed. It feels like I'm fucking AK when it's spraying. Kill it so hard that I have to leave spaces.
We're gonna let this ride just a little bit.
I am a sexual lyrical sadist. I'll start getting hard every time that I say this. Insane as I can't even try to contain it. I write my rap book in a house arrest place and throw the whole thing deep inside of my basement. I'm getting impatient, I'm making a statement. When I chop a flow, all of my shots are aimless. So what I am saying is I'm in a sailing, so better start praying that this was vacant. Cause I will ensure to you just your new fragrance. And then I will turn to whoever's adjacent. Now I'll stop and right into the pavement till I remember my prior engagements.
So there's a couple of different things that I'm doing in that section, which is called the double time, and that's basically where you're just rapping at a faster pace than what the beat is giving you, right? So I'm talking about that double timing flow in general, and how there are a lot of rappers, and specifically I was talking about YouTube rappers, because it's a horrible thing that you've seen a lot, where they rap really, really, really fast, but they're kind of not saying shit at all. If you were to stop and like, wait, what did they say? You know, I'm packing a Mac in the back and a ack and a rapping and having and that, and you like it's just a bunch of words in a row, but it's not a cohesive sentence. So this whole section of the song is supposed to be, fuck you for doing that. This is how you're supposed to be doing it, kind of way, and just throwing in my own little like witty lines here and there, like I'm a fast doctor, like I've run out of patience, you know, I'm kind of done listening to all this shit, but if you get it. The next part that I think is significant in this whole little run is comparing myself to the AK, because this sort of double timing, at least on YouTube and in other sort of circles, is referred to as a chopper flow, right? Chopper being a semi-automatic weapon and everything. So it's done to mimic the speed that bullets fire from those kind of weapons, and that's where you get the kind of cadence to the way that you say your words, the way that you enunciate it, and your whole cadence with it. Keeping that in mind, the other thing that I do is I put a lot of different spaces in between this entire section, and so that's supposed to do two different things. It's supposed to, if I were to perform this live, give me a chance to breathe, because this whole section was recorded as best as I could in one attempt, right? And that's why it sounds a little bit messy. The other thing that it's supposed to do is it's supposed to represent you stopping to really reload the gun before you empty the clip again. So it's kind of all a metaphor for that, as another level of this is how much better I am than you, kind of thing.
I'm going anxious, so better embrace that I'm better than you, and just stare in amazement. I couldn't slow down with a 40-pound English, so suck me and get up. You rubbing your braces, I'm not saying sorry, so shut up and take it. All of you win shit and since you can't face it, now I might as well leave each one of you faceless. So many rhymes, they fall out of my anus. I'm writing anyone feeling courageous. You better keep me in a constant surveillance, cause I can't ignore another ignoramus. I'm moving looking like a secret agent. I'll chop your legs and
No, I'm just playing. Alright, so that's Omen. I think I did a pretty decent job with it. There's definitely a lot of parts, like small pieces, especially in that last section of the song, that need to be cleaned up a lot more and worked on a lot more. But I didn't want to punch in, right? I didn't want to, okay, record a line, stop, record the next line, stop, to make it as clean as possible, which I should have done. I wanted to prove to myself that I can write something and perform it the way that it's meant to be, at least to the best of my abilities, kind of thing, right? I do end up punching in. So that entire fast section is two separate recordings, and then I kind of like line it up where I was able to. But so that was that. Then obviously the criticism with the intro, kind of not needed at all. Really depends on your own personal opinions on that. I'm not going to be rating any of these songs that I'm reacting to. I just kind of want to put them out there and introduce you guys to some of my music, especially my more modern music. This is off of the Premonition album. This was Omen, the intro. Premonition had released towards the beginning, like around March, I think, of 2021. And it was the first of two albums that I actually released last year. So if you guys Want to see more of these kind of reactions, I have another one that's going to be uploading same time tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to stick around for future videos on the Homeboys channel, as well as the individual channels in the description below. I'll see you guys next time. Later, people.
Turn your appearance to a disappearance. I fuck with nothing but gangsters, nothing but hustler niggas. Sound off, sound off.